I feel like Jojo's mum shouldn't have put the message in for her partner, knowing that she still had a few days left to go and that she was probably going to be upset. Celebrity Big Brother, Thursday the 24th of April. Tomorrow is the finale. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not ready. Big Brother had a task for Donna, and she had to be Donna's delivery service and give certain members of the house deliveries. Big Brother told her that 2 members of the house had to be chained together and they were only allowed to unchain when they went to the bathroom, and she chose Chris and Danny because Danny had a severe hangover. Me too. Literally all day of the day, I thought I was going to die. She knows that Chris annoys Danny and she thought this would be fucking hilarious. She had to choose somebody to carry a box with a fragile bottle in it, and for whatever reason I was thinking Jack as well, and I also was thinking Jack because it doesn't really move much. Somebody in the house had to eat a tin of Spam. Was it in less than 5 minutes? And she chose Jojo. Now, I actually quite like Spam. If I was allowed to eat that with brown sauce, it'd have been game over. Jojo was not living her life. I suppose if I had to eat it with no salt and no brown sauce, it would be a struggle to eat the whole tin like that. So Big Brother was asking the housemates what's the strangest thing they've ever been sent. And Jojo said, I can't really say the word on here, but it goes kapow. And it was very strange because she says she was like 12 or 13 and this guy was sending her sex toys. That is pedo material. And he only got 5 years for it. Attempted murder, paedophilia, 5 years. That's the justice system for you. I mean, she was totally like chill about this. She's like, oh, it was a long time ago, I've got a good security team and all that, but I was not expecting her to say that. Chesney says that he's been sent a coconut to sign, but basically he's signed almost every part of a person's body, apart from a man's bits, but somebody whacked it out and says, will you sign this? And he was like, no. But he said he met somebody and they came up and asked him to sign pictures, and when he was looking through it was pictures of his house. And he says, how did you get this? And says, oh, when you weren't in, I just went through your cat flap and took pictures of your house. Is that okay? No. No. It's not okay. Surely somebody in that girl's life must have been aware that she had issues. Surely she must have said to her family, oh, I'm just going out tonight, I'm going to jump over to Chesney's bit, go through his cat flap and take pictures of his house, and then nobody says, oh, maybe that's not the best idea. I don't get people at all. Danny and Chris were chained together and they were only allowed to come apart when they went to the toilet. But at one point, Chris was unchained from him and he was looking in the mirror and stuff. Technically they were in the bathroom. But they failed their part of the task. It wasn't their fault that the chains they gave them were absolutely shit and they were falling apart. Instead of thinking that they could shield the camera and hide the fact that the chain had broke, they should have went into the diary room and says, Big Brother, this is not our fault, can we get a different chain? I would not have accepted the fail for that. But regardless of that, they ended up winning the task and they won letters from home. Jojo's letter was a complete fucking joke. Is it just me who thinks that her mum sent that letter deliberately? Like she says, she didn't even say, hi honey, love you, miss you, nothing like that. And then when she says, oh, I've got a message from Kat, she's keen to see you. Surely she must have known that that would make her upset. It just seems very sleeky and nasty to me. And there's still so many people going, oh, well, she must have known that she'd done something wrong. No. She didn't know that she'd done something wrong. I'll tell you how. Because she's not done anything wrong. In my eyes, she's not done anything wrong. But obviously, people think that she's took her friendship with Chris too far. I completely disagree. But on Late Live, one of Chris's friends was there, and he was saying, oh, he's very touchy-feely, he likes to give you cuddles, like when I go over to his house, he asks me to lie in bed, and we'll lie in bed and have a chat, and he just wants somebody to, like, be there, he likes to touch people. I'm a very touchy person as well, but I'll not sit and cuddle somebody or hold their hand or whatever if I know that they don't like it. Unless it's my partner, they've got absolutely no choice whatsoever. So I felt so bad for Jojo. She was in the diary room crying, and she's obviously thinking, like, what's going on? Why didn't they tell me they loved me or whatever? So her mum was also on Late and Live. Well, she sent in a video message, and the show finishes tomorrow, so are they not even going to fly out to see her? Because I'm pretty sure she said that her partner says that she would fly out for her coming out. I hope she's there. Chesney's letter was for his wife. He was crying. It was quite cute. Chrissy's letter was for his mum, and she said in it something like, oh, we love the relationship that you've got with Jojo, even though you've ruffled a few feathers. I kind of would have been like, what was that supposed to mean? I can't remember who Donna's letter was from, but they were basically just saying, we're glad that you're being your real self and people are loving you. Jack's was from his fiancée, and it was literally like the shortest letter, and everybody was pure greeting, because she's like, oh, I'm really proud of you, I miss you so much, I can't wait to be your wife, I can't wait to marry you. And everybody was like in floods of tears, and he wasn't. And he went into the diary room and he says, I don't really like show emotion, like my eyes welling up's like the closest you're ever going to get. That is the complete opposite of me. I'll cry at anything. Danny's letter was just saying, oh, we're really proud of you, blah blah blah, and then his dad wrote him a poem, and he was all emotional. Now I must admit, the letters weren't as emotional as what they usually are, but I don't know if it's because they've only been in there for 3 weeks. I don't know, like usually when it's the letters I cry, but I didn't cry this time. I'm not sure why. I get that Donna was trying to be funny at the start when she decided to chain Danny and Chris together. However, unless I actually hated somebody, I would not have them chained to somebody else with a hangover. And not only did Danny have a hangover and feel like shit, he got up and he made everybody breakfast, and they were having a nice wee chat at the table, and I just think it wasn't that funny. Is that what you would have done? Did you think it was hilarious that she done that? She could have went with the easy choice and chained Jojo and Chris together, because they don't leave each other's sides anyway. And then the night he was talking to her because she was upset and he was getting in the shower, and he had his boxers down, so like, I'm not looking, and I thought, this is just going to stir the pot even more. People are going to be like, oh, Jojo and Chris, they've got something good. I'm so tired of it. When they were sitting at the dinner table having breakfast, they were saying, what gives you the ick? And Chesney said hairy nipples, and Danny was like, oh, that's just like a body thing, right? Like, and then Donna says, oh, I don't like things being bald in the nether regions. Now, this is a TMI moment here, but I don't like body hair on anybody. I think it's just disgusting. It gives me the ick. That being said, I wouldn't look at somebody like out on a tap safety when it's roasting outside and look at their hairy chest, their hairy back, and go, oh my god, they need to shave that, because it's none of my business, right? If I'm not going to have to be going near that, do what you want, that's fine. But if it's going to be near me, it needs to go. Actually, let me know your icks in the comments. I've got something that's not really an ick, like for just people generally, but if I was to have a partner, I wouldn't want somebody who was a serious football fan. I don't mind them watching football or liking football, but if they're like so into it, that really gives me the ick. I also don't like Neds. Anybody who declares that they're an alpha, instant no. We can't even be friends. People who eat like, no, can't be going with it. That's just a short few. I mean, I'm not perfect. But anyway, let me know what you thought of tonight's episode. Who are you voting to win? I've gave Jojo 5 votes. Tomorrow is the final. But still, if you're interested in reality TV, travel vlogs when I go travelling, possibly shopping hauls, possibly reviews, you just want to see my face for whatever reason, consider giving me a follow. And if you think there's anybody else out there who might like my face, consider sharing. I'm manifesting 10,000 followers, and at the moment I've not even got 7,000, but do you know what? Aim high.